Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in the land where I do what I do for you. Oh, this is part two. I got more for you. Let's do what we do. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message, message and story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinkers mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking is way of life, and that's what it is. Through mental and spiritual discipline, daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, that you do that. My job is to be here to do just that, for you to know thyself with the lessons I'm giving you. That's why I'm on my grind. Let's go. I asked the question, do you know you? If you don't have an answer to that, don't worry. It's rhetorical, and when you're done learning what I'm giving you, you will have an answer for yourself. But until then, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. They don't know themselves. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned, and I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here with knowledge of self to wake you up. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. I just did a 40-minute lesson. I know it's no long, but I try to cut that one short. But I got another lesson long distance, but still informative. Today we're going to talk about right thinkers. Let's talk about explaining to you about Heru and Hetheru and Anpu, aka Anubis, to try to put a little flair to it. So the thing is, I'm gonna give you concepts that breaking down what they mean. Hope you understand the concept. Now we're dealing with Heru and Hetheru. Hor or Horus, also known as Heru. I think it should be flipped where Heru or Horus is known, but they got it the other way. And that is, Heru is what the epitome, listen, to all human qualities when they are what? Supplemented, meaning under control, meaning you have total control of your actions, your emotions, your decision making. That's Heru. That's your higher you, your best you. And guess what? When they are what? Submitted and harmonized, the heart and the mind working together as one. What happens? He is the offspring of the spirit of Sar and the intuitional wisdom, aka Aset. When a human being evolves, when consciously to their full potential, they become masters of themselves, aka or their own consciousness, as well as their own physical nature. You the master your destiny, so to speak. When you do the things you need to do, you be in total control, you being knowledgeable and having understanding of the things you need to do, you're the master of yourself. That's what self-mastery is all about. I'm trying to get all right thinkers to become self-masters. Anything outside that is totally up to you, but you need to master you. That's my goal. That's my point. And watch this. You are the perfect blend of what? Matter and spirit. Again, desire, devotion, wisdom, and power. These are all Heru qualities, high conscious qualities, good things, right? What's the difference? Now, you got desire, which are devoted to God. You're learning wisdom, and knowledge is power. Obtaining knowledge and using it, you become powerful. Not just having it makes you powerful. It means nothing to have it and don't use it. So that creates power. Watch this. Now you transcend time and space, even where as you continue to live in time and space. Meaning you can make this happen for yourself right here and now. Such a life, here you go. This is the life of a right thinker. Such a life is what? Glorious. And it is the goal of all right thinkers, human beings, aka still right thinkers. If you want to be your best, you need to know how this can happen and implement it for yourself. You just can't think it. You can't help it. It don't work that way. The goddess Heru, talk about her right quick, is the subtle essence of spiritual power and creation. Again, she is also known as what? As the Eye of Ra, which is what? The sun disk. The little circle, that's what she represents. The sun disk, watch this, is the ultimate symbol of what? Dynamic power of what? The divine self, which sustains all life. Her name indicates a close relationship with who? Horus, Heru. The name Hetheru means house of Hathor. That's the female aspect of Heru. Heru, let's get Heter or Hethur. Horus is indeed, watch this, the one who what? Who dwells in the house of Hathor, creation itself. Remember, Heru represents the physical aspect. He is the spirit that's in it. Same thing that's the spirit that's in us, coming from the same one. Watch this. It's going to break that down for you also. If you ain't understand it, I'm going to give it to you some more. Here you go. Now, her name, Heru dwells in the house of Hathor, creation itself. Horus is none other than Ra, again, in another form. And Horus is what? Also Tahuti. Horus is also Nefertim. Horus Nefertim is also what? The beautiful one arising from the primeval waters. Thus, every human being, watch this, they didn't split hairs. Every human being, Heru, is not separate from who? God, but is essentially God in the flesh. Sounds familiar? God who what? Who arose from the primeval water. You got Nefertim. The self manifests as the universe as well as the consciousness, Ra, the intelligence, Tahuti, which resides, what? Lives and interacts within what? The creation. Its creation. Every human being is inside of you. Hope you're getting the point. That's my goal, to get you the point. Now, let me tell you what happened when you put spirit with nature. That represents nature mortality, right? Then you got Asar represents spirit. They got together, and them two, they created Anpu. Y'all know him as Anubis. Anubis, okay, but he's Anpu. Let's talk about Anpu right quick. I want to break that down for you too. He's my favorite. Okay, he's one of my favorite dudes. Why? You see, if you listen, see, I want to know the aspect of that person, and when I can put that into my character, oh, I become them. Watch this. Anubis is what? The offspring of spirit, Asar told you, and pure physical natures, which is Nephthah. Now, watch this. Anpu or Anubis is often related to the dog or the jackal deity. Okay, that's I did. The jackal deity has two aspects. Anubis or Apuat. Anubis is the embalmer. Right quick. In the medical world, they don't want doctors operating on family members. You know, emotional ties. Yeah. But Anubis is the embalmer. I embalm. If they brought my father here, I'm going to embalm him. That's what he did. Okay, I'm going to mummify him. I'm doing whatever I need to do. Why? That's what I do. I don't split hairs. Again, because you my sister, brother, at this point, even my mother. There's certain things and criteria that you have to fall in line too in order to be with me. I don't care about who, nothing else. Trust me on that one. And I love the fact that we understand that. So we got no problems. Okay, my mother's my mother. I give her the ultimate respect, but she also shows it to me. So we don't have that problem. Everybody don't have that. I understand that, but that's just how I roll. But you got to remember, if this is what you do, I teach. I could teach my mother, my grandson, anybody. What? That's what I do. I teach you. That's my point. So if that's what you do, just do it. Don't make a difference who you're doing it to or where for to make a difference. So please understand that. But he was the one that I'm gonna do my job. And watch this. Now the one who prepares the initiate, all right, the sheet, SHTI, one who is in the coffin. Remember, that's where the body lays. The body, okay, as a what? A neophyte, the initiate is what? Considered to be dead, meaning ignorant, mummy, nothing, since he or she does not have what? Consciousness. realization, all right, or the transcendental reality beyond the what? Ego personality, living in a lower nature. He or she is what? An ordinary mortal human being in consciousness. When you're ignorant of your higher self, you think it's just this. You think it's just all about me. Not knowing that when this body ceases to exist, because it's going to do that, what happened to the spirit? Ignorant people don't have a clue. Why? They ain't thought about that. That's what being ignorant means. They don't know. Again, so reincarnation is in store for them, most of them. But watch this. If you're just ordinary being that think you just you, at this stage, watch this. You, the aspirant, must be what? Prepared through what? Virtue and physical purification to what? Receive the teachings, right thing of philosophy. Why? Because without this preparation, the highest teachings will fall on deaf ears. If you're ignorant of understanding and knowing yourself, this is all the waste of your time. Unless you want this, this is going to do nothing for you. That's my point. And they're telling you that right here. Fall on deaf ears. If this ain't your thing, why you even tune in? I understand it, but that's what they're telling you. The next aspect of Apu Anubis is what? He's the opener of the ways. What ways? Yeah, in this, watch this. Now, in this context, Anubis represents vigilance and the constant practice of what? Discernment and watchfulness, mindfulness over who? The ego self. He keeps set and he do work to set. See, these are conception, these are characters. In the physical form, the story goes that Set can't deal with him, okay? Can't trick him, can't fool him, so he can't outpower him. So he leave him alone. He don't deal with, and that's who keeps your Set in control of you. You got to put Anubis in control of what? Your discernment. That way people can't play you, so to speak. Watch this. Now, Anubis represents what? The development of what? Intuitional realization, which what? Which unfolds within the human heart in degrees, gradually through what? The practice of discrimination and watchfulness. The ego self what becomes effaced and reveals the true self as one with Osiris. Meaning he gonna go along the program now. Okay, I get it, I get it, yeah, okay. Uncle, so to speak, he give in. Your ego is a fighter. But he will give in when he got no more. He can't win the fight. He got to acquiesce. He become what? A servant of yours. That's why entropy. They got the boat. You got Ra, you got Horus, and you got Tahuti on the boat. They're on the Apophis, the big snake. Okay, you think of the water, but his whole body is the big. Oh, they're on top of him, and you see Set fighting off evil. Set is not evil. Again, I can tell you, he's just a fighter. Put him in the right position, he'll serve you. That's what he's doing. Now, Apophis are hypnotized Ra, Heru, and Tahuti. They scared to death. They in fight mode. Set ain't even about to set. Let me get you it. Okay, so that's the concept of the fight that's in you. They say it ain't the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Set is the dog that's in us. We all have a dog in us. Chihuahua, both to make a difference, but everybody have one. It's up to you to bring him out and let him be what he's gonna be. If you want to let him run you, you have a problem. If you control him, it don't make a difference here. Pit bull, Chihuahua, he's under control. He's going to work for you, not work you. Ignorant of that will cause people to continually do the same stupid stuff over and over again. Why? Because the Saturnian mindset, they're not learning, they're not preparing, they're not getting better. And Apu, watch this, he represents the development. Okay, excuse me. Apu, oh, now here's another part. Anubis represents what? Control of thoughts. Well, I can't control my thoughts. That's the problem. Why you probably have a bunch of nonsense you're doing because you don't control your thoughts. Controlling of one's actions and devotion of purpose. Think before you act. Okay? Show respect to the higher before you do something. Why? Everything I do, I'm God conscious. Is it right in his eyes? Is it good to do? Back in the day, I could care less about I'm doing me. So I'm trying to explain to you, when you change for the better, these are the things that you have to do. They land them out for you. This is what I learned. This is what I practiced. This is what I learned to master. Why? It worked. Watch this. Learning, watch this, how to what? Distinguish between right and wrong. A lot of us can't do that. A lot of us are just ignorant and we fall for the okie doke. We believe a whole bunch of nonsense that somebody tell us. We believe a whole bunch of superstitious things that really don't add up. You put it to the test, the smell test. Don't smell right. So those things, if you don't have knowledge of self, you'll fall for all of those things. Let's go. Stand for something or fall for everything. Learning to what distinguish between real and unreal is Anubis is solely devoted to who? Osiris, which is his father. When I was in the game, devoted, man, listen, you ain't nothing. I understand that concept too. Even out of ignorance, I was supposed to be my man. We went to jail together. When the bell came to get me, I let him go. So devotion, yeah, him first. I put him over me. Man don't deserve that kind of credit. Understand that? Even my father. Why? A good dude. If you loyal to the wrong person, you're gonna get heartbroken. It's all simple as that. There's no two ways about it. Put your loyalties where it won't hurt you. Okay, understand that. If you put it in man or woman, oh, you're going to be let down. Moving on. So watch this. Learning to distinguish between real and unreal. I did that already. Okay. Okay. Now this represents the process of what? Concentrating on the oneness of vision, which lead to what? Divine awareness, aka know thyself. If you're not looking to better yourself, what are you looking for? Moving on. Anubis also implies what? Dispassion. I love that. Detachment, even more from what? Worldly desires. And I say I don't give a that. I mean, I don't. I really don't. So this should not be what? Misinterpreted as a pathetic development. No, just me. I have understanding of materialistic stuff that I don't engage with no more. That's all. Detachment from the worldly world implies what? A keen understanding that what? The world and all objects in it cannot bring me happiness or bring happiness to what? My soul. Why? Because they are transient and fleeting. That's why. Your car that you get is brand new. After a while, it ain't brand new no more. So it starts to wear off. So that's what I'm saying. It's fleeting. It's going to run out. My love that I felt until I got high on God 2023, 2013. We going into 2024. I'm still just as high as I am now, and I was when I first got it. So it haven't changed. It ain't diminished. It haven't risen. It's still right there where it need to be. If that's what you're doing, that's what it's going to be like. Trust me, I got experience for that myself. I can tell you that without a doubt. And again, since the essence of all objects is the self, and detaching from what objects, you are merely detaching from the what? The reflection of the true self and attaching to what? The real self beyond the objects. Again, materialistic things has no meaning, significance at all. Okay? From the perspective of what? Spirituality, here we go. Up here, the act of detaching from objects does not mean simply giving up on objects. No, it just means I got a better understanding. I'm not beat for that. Rather, it means you now have what? A more profound way of seeing and understanding objects. Again, put everything in perspective, balance, you'll be fine. Okay? You now have a deeper insight into who? The true nature of the object. And in this understanding, watch this, which allows you to what? Detach from them objects, understanding, knowing about it, you know you ain't beef for them, so you okay, bye-bye. Spiritually, watch this, spiritual evolution necessitates a transcendental movement beyond the level of the ordinary human intellect, the level of what? The mind and the sense. Heart, mind. Ah! That's a good lesson on Anubis and Heru. I want to stop now, but I still got another page of information that I want to get to you. I don't want to make it another lesson, so keep going. This one's titled The Spiritual Journey to Enlightenment, based on what? The Paiute, aka God and Goddesses. Now, I'm going to read this part, but I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up because this is the lesson that I want you to understand. So I'm going to do it this way. So let's go with this. The journey of spiritual. Let me show you this right quick. This is how it looks. When I get this PowerPoint, I saw my man brother saying since he good at the computer thing. I ain't got there yet. But this takes you from the noon to set. Okay. But I'm gonna read it to you from set to noon. How about that? Why? Because I think it'd be a better explanation of how it was done from that way. I learned it that way. I'm gonna do it backwards. Okay? They say if you got it, you can do it frontwards, backwards. So I'm gonna prove that. I'm gonna do it backwards. So let's go. The journey of spiritual enlightenment based on the Palucha, aka God and Goddesses. The journey of spiritual enlightenment may be seen as what? How about this? A reverse of the creation process. Bam! I love this. Watch this. Now, in the creation, everything emanates from the noon, the primordial ocean, conceptually, and expresses in the forms of what? Elements and the succeeding levels of density, something which is the sun, the air, the moisture, earth, and the heavens. Then you get down to the elements of human beings. Now, these elements also what? Manifest in the form of opposites, which appear to be what? Exclusive and separate from each other, but which in reality complements each other. Again, men different from women, but together, oh, we can make magic. Okay. So therefore, the spiritual journey is based on what? First, supplementing, you hear this? Supplementing what? The ego. Supplementing the ego is the first level, and its desires, which what cause you to become entrenched, as it were, in what? This physical realm of existence, and to be oblivious to what? Your higher self, your higher place of existence, aka your spiritual self. The ego self, everything at once now. He had motorcycles, he had all kind of toys, he had all kind of gadgets. He just loved stuff. He just loved, yeah. And when he passed on, everybody who liked what he had came and took what it was. Well, knew he was an animal. They came and had their way with it. Experienced that too. Okay, so again, I kept the bid. Yeah, symbolic. We all. It's a heartfelt thing. We all do symbolic things that mean something to us. Understand that? So yeah, that's emotion. That's feelings. That's natural. But watch this. Now, your spiritual practice of right thinking philosophy consists in what? Developing what? Your intellect. Excuse me. Your intellectual capacity by what? Understanding that the illusion of the opposites of creation, this leads a spiritual aspirant, aka right thinker, to what? To develop your spiritual aspirations and the qualities to go beyond the appearance of what? Nature, and to discover the absolute existence, which is what? The real basis for all that exists, aka knowing thyself. Now, let's start reverse, go backwards. The first thing you need to do, and it says over here, to supplement, let's talk the set. We know set is what? The ego. A lot of people think the devil is, no, your ego self is the devil. Trust me. Just like your higher nature is God, the lower nature is the devil. Why? Because the lower is in opposition to the higher. That makes them the opposite. Good, evil, God, devil. Say different, whatever you want to call it, but understand the opposites. You just can't have God. Oh, no. Once we came into existence, everything was dual. So our conscious, the way we think, is in duality. You got a choice. You can serve God, you can serve yourself, or the devil. Same thing. Again, this all inside you. So let me get to the lesson. Hope you understand. All right, I got a few more minutes. Let me wrap this up. First thing you need to do, sublimation of the ego, aka the lower self. You got to have control over your sex drive and the negative qualities such as anger, hatred, greed, covetousness, jealousy, etc. All these negative qualities, if you don't control them, they're going to run you, and it's not going to be good for you. Self-control, self-mastery means you put those things under control. That's what sublimation means. Okay, they had men, the God man, he represents something of sexual desire. What do you walk around? A big penis, okay, hard, big thing. When they came and saw that, they couldn't deal with that. Why? He was showing you, no, this is I control this. Okay, this is my reproduction. I know what it is. We had control of it way back then. So we wasn't perverted without thinking and everything. No, it wasn't like that. Self-control meaning you're gonna just do what you need to do. Let's start with that. And that's it. That's the ego. And that's natural. That's the beastly nature. Okay, you got to submit that. You got to conquer that. Moving on. Second one, we got Asar and Nephthah. I thought Nephthah was with Seth. Yeah, but she got a baby because she loved Asar, which is spirit and nature came together. They created offspring, which is Anubis. Watch this. But Aset represents what? devotion to the divine, faith in existence of the divine self, and in the idea that enlightenment is a real possibility. Getting to know yourself and know who you are is a real possibility, okay, naturally. But not that, and I saw represents devotion. She was devoted to him, and when he died, her sister went berserk. Another lesson. But watch this. Now, the offspring from Assad that there is Anubis. We just got to talk about him. Watch this. And this is what I love about him. He represents intellect, understanding that what? That the world is perishable and that there is something else which is abiding. Also, understanding what? The real meaning of life and the real goal of life is what? To attain enlightenment, understanding that what is real from what is unreal, truth from untrue. You become a knowledgeable human being. Why? You can't trick me and fake me out. My grandma told me I got sixth grade education, but you can't fool me. Why? I know me. I know common sense. With common sense, take you far. Okay. You ain't got to be college graduate to be knowledgeable self. No. They say you got to go to college. No. Watch this. The next thing you got Asar and Aset. Asar, you got glimpses of what? The transcendental divine. Glory and initiation into what? The teachings of the mystical wisdom. You raise your conscious level. You become spiritually inclined with intuitive knowledge and spiritual understanding of who you are. That brings out to who? Hello, the offspring. Asar, us, humans with high aspiration to be what? Our best selves, or to know ourselves. Advance, you got Heru, is you. And Heru is what? Advanced spiritual aspiration, having developed what? Spiritual qualities such as what? Purity, truthfulness, righteousness, honesty, etc. in order to what? To pursue a spiritual lifestyle which will lead to what? Success in life. It didn't say career. It didn't say football. It say, no, it said in life. In life, knowing thyself should be the success that you gauge yourself by. And the career that you choose is fine, but you should at least know yourself. And as a Heru, that's what you want to do, know thyself. And watch this. You will lead to success in life as well as what? As spiritual enlightenment or self-discovery. Call it what you want, but you have to do it. That's the goal. After that, you got the next three is Hetheru, Tahuti, and Maya. Now they ain't part of the family. They outside source of watch because what? Hetheru represent spiritual strength, female, in the female aspect. Tahuti represents right thinking, reasoning. Okay. Righteous action, that's Maya. Those three go together. They are synonymous with each other. Why? That's what it's all about. So from that level, you go into the next level, which is now elements. We done did human. Okay, you get your aspiration, you reach Heru, you reach the highest level. Nihas, you're spiritual, you're anointed, Christhood, Horuhood. So you know yourself. So these are things that you have to practice for that to happen. That's what you did. Heru, Tahuti, and Maya, you did those things. But this Gab and Newt is what? Discovering the gross aspects of nature, understanding heaven and earth. That's nature. All right, that's God's way of showing you who He really is, right? That manifests. Then you got Shu and Tafnut. Now they discovering what the more subtle aspects of nature. It's rising, it's getting lighter. Now, Ra Tim, hello, discovering the single essence which underlies what the multiplicity of nature, cosmic consciousness. Ra Tim is the first concept come out the noon, right? So now, what is the noon? Wrapping it up. I went from the bottom to the top. When you get here, this is what happens. You have discovered the absolute, the transcendental essence, which what? Beyond even the singletary of consciousness, which is Ra, and beyond what? Time and space, and the opposites of creation. Before all that was in existence, the noon was the noon. You got Shu, Tafnut, Gab, and Nut, as well as the what? The concepts of existence or non-existence. That's what the noon represents. Potential, unformed, undone anything, but it had total capacity or potential to be whatever. As human beings, we had the same quality to be in your best self, whatever you can Whatever you can conceive, you can achieve. You can think it, you can obtain it. That's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh, you know I got more.